Cassandra Lee and Christine Cabanos.
So we're here this morning to talk about Sword Art Online. Yeah. I play Lifa/Sugu, and I play Silica. Yeah!
So, Sword Art Online is a show about people who get stuck inside an MMORPG, and if they die in the game, then they die in real life.
Dun
So,
dun dun.
The stakes are high, and they have to clear 100 levels in order to free everybody, so that's what Kirito and Asuna set out to do. And that's pretty much the premise. They meet a bunch of fun people like me and Lifa throughout the show, and yeah.
What do you like about the cast in the series?
The cast?
Yeah.
I love that everyone in the cast is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, have any of you guys met Bryce Pappenbrook? Yeah?
One person?
Only one? Okay. Basically, Bryce is like the nicest person ever. He's always in a good mood. He's always like so happy to see you. And he's just like really helpful and like, I don't know, he just has one of those like happy dispositions.
I've never seen him upset or sad ever.
Not at all. Not at all. And then Johnny Young Bosch, he's in it too.
Is he?
He's in it, right?
Who's Johnny?
Oh wait, is he not?
I think he's not.
Oh,
Jeremy is. You guys, have you met Jeremy?
Oh, Jeremy. Any
No?
Jeremy fans?
She's super sweet too. It's like sugar and I can't get enough of Jeremy. She's so sweet.
I've never met her. Like every time I'm supposed to meet her, something happens and like one of us can't make it.
We'll go to lunch.
She couldn't come to the cast party.
She could. Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We'll go to lunch one day.
Okay.
Call her.
We'll do lunch.
Okay, next question. What do you think of the Gleam Eyes?
The what?
The Gleam Eyes.
Gleam eyes. I forgot. What
Giant
that is.
Minotaur.
Oh, the beginning. Is that the first boss that they fought or no? Am I thinking something wrong?
Not really. It's like the mid. Yeah. The one
Minotaur.
where it's revealed that Kirito has more than one blade.
Has a what?
Has that skill. The
Oh yeah,
starlight
that was the first thing when
base.
like they join the little guild, right? And then they go fight
Yeah.
the big thing together. What do I think
Yeah.
about him?
Yeah, what
He's
do you
really
think
scary.
about Gleam Eyes?
I wasn't in that scene, but I saw it.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you. Kirito!
Hello.
I love you.
Aww. Hello again. One question. Two questions. Do you watch any other shows?
Yeah.
Do I watch any of the Sword Art shows?
Or like our shows
no,
in general?
Like anything in general. Anything with anime.
Yeah.
I do.
I try to watch most of what I've been in, just because I like to see the finished product, and after working on something for so long, it's just like you want to see how it comes out.
Yeah, and plus we always record individually, so it's fun to hear how everyone sounds together.
Yeah, sometimes like you don't even get to hear the other actors, like you just hear yourself when you're recording. So, yeah, it's always nice to see like the finished product.
Oh, okay. Since the first season was dubbed and entered the Toonami, are you think you're gonna do the second season that just got announced?
We don't have any information on that yet. We
We're
hope
always
so,
the
though.
last to know.
Yeah,
but we really hope so.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, you guys will probably find out before we do.
Yeah, since it's
Yeah.
really popular, it might come out in America.
Yeah, we're really
Yeah.
hoping so.
We hope.
I hope so too.
Yay!
Thank you. There you go.
Thanks, Kirito.
What were your guys' favorite lines to record for the show?
Yeah, I'm sure you have a lot. I think most of mine were Pina. Because it's my dragon in the show, and I just yell his name a lot. I liked all my weird little fumbly things, because my character has a crush on Kirito. So she like freaks out when they're sitting at the restaurant when like he holds her hand, or she like squeaks a lot. So probably those lines. She yells about cheesecake at a point.
I think every girl has a crush on Kirito, though.
Huh?
I think every girl has a crush on Kirito.
Yeah,
though.
that's right. They do. They can't help it.
That's true. My favorite, I guess I have two. Any scene with Rekon, because Rekon is so annoying, at least to me. But I don't know, it's just like fun to do those scenes and just be like, ugh, Rekon. And also, the scene where Lifa discovers like who Kirito really is. That whole scene was like really emotional. And I've never done a scene like that in an anime before, so I was excited to like tackle that and to just really like go there.
Right.
Yeah. But individual lines, I don't know. I see it more as like scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
What inspires you guys to constantly do the shows, the recording for the shows?
To what?
What
constantly
inspires?
do
What
the
inspires you guys to record for the shows?
Well, we need to make a living somehow.
Yeah.
But I mean, if like let's say if you didn't have to make a living, if you had to choose something else, what inspires you if you didn't have to do that?
I feel like there's nothing else that I would want
It's
to
just-
do. I don't know. I have a really big appreciation and love for anime and video games. So I always want to do my best to like bring it over here and bring it true to what the Japanese intention was. And I've liked it for so long that I can't imagine doing anything else.
Yeah.
Was there anyone mean in the cast?
Oh.
Is anyone Is there anyone mean in the cast?
The nicest, tiniest, sweetest person in the audience. Her question is, who's mean in the cast?
Well, I mean, nobody is outright mean, but I would say that the character that Todd Habercorn plays,
He's pretty mean.
he's like, that creeped me out.
Yeah.
Like, and this the whole way. I mean, it's like a testament to how good Todd is.
Yeah.
But like when I saw that scene where he was creeping on Asuna, I was just like, ugh.
It gives you the shivers. It is
Yeah.
just disgusting. But
Yeah.
Todd is super sweet. He's not
actually
mean.
really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a character.
Yeah. So to answer your question, nobody's mean. We're all nice.
Yeah.
Now, how often is the cast together? Because usually you would record separately. I mean,
Yeah.
It begs the question, how do you two even know each other? Do you work on the same day or pass in the hallway?
We pass each other in the studio and we do stuff like this and we
Yeah.
like promote and we get to know each other.
Yeah, like a lot of the actors meet at conventions, or like there was a cast party for Sword Art, so like we met a lot of people there. But like you really just run into the same people over and over again in the hallways, or like in between sessions, and
Yeah.
you know, you just say hi, and you know, we just kind of build a relationship over time.
How do you guys feel about that relationship between Kiriko and his cousin?
Oh, between Kirito and his cousin. Okay. After watching it and after actually being Lifa, I think screw society. They should just be together.
Yeah.
I said it.
If it's love, it's love. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
In the beginning of the first season, everyone thought Asuna was like a really cool person, and then like after a certain episode, she turned to like a generic character. Do you feel that way?
I've
Oh.
heard that a lot.
Christine actually has some really good thoughts on this.
Well, it's just that, I've heard a lot of people say they were kind of upset that Asuna became so helpless toward the end, and she kind of became the princess in the tower, you know.
Yeah, like she had so much potential.
And she had so much, but she was like second strongest or strongest in the game at one point in Ironcrad. So I think it was kind of a shame that happened, but I think it was maybe a story device to show that Kirito is willing to go fight for her. I think it's just to help their love story out. I don't think it was like an attack on like any feminist thing or like against like a strong female lead. I think it was just for story. But yeah, I agree. It's kind of a shame.
It's something that you see a lot in Japanese media in general. So there's also like it's like a culture thing. Like we in America look at it as that. Like you know, she's being submissive. You know, like what happened to her? She was so strong, and now she's just like helpless. And we're like, there's something wrong with that. But I guess in Japan, like they just see it differently because so many of their female characters are like that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's more acceptable there than it is here.
How do you feel about the character Kirito? Like in real life, he's really he has no life. He plays MMORPGs, and then in the virtual world, he's like a chick magnet. He gets all the girls.
This is true. I've heard that too.
He has like his
Yeah.
own harem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
He's like every nerd's fantasy. Like, I want to be Kirito.
Yes, everybody wants to be Kirito because, like you can be. I think the point is you can be whoever you want to be in the game.
Yeah, so it's like a place for people to live out their fantasies, like what they can't do in real life.
Yeah.
So it's like the game is like his place to escape to. And maybe that's what he wants to be like in real life. He just doesn't have the courage to.
Yeah, he just feels more comfortable to be able to do it in the game, I guess.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have your show that you acted on be on Toonami on national television?
That's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Is this your first one on Toonami? It is, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's my first one that's ever been on TV, I think. So
Yeah.
It was really exciting when we heard that it was going to be on Toonami.
It's really fun, especially like on Twitter, because like I'll tweet with people late at night, like when it's airing, and it's just like fun to like get their reactions in real time.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm watching with everybody.
It's actually,
So-
is it on tonight?
Yeah, it's
It
on
might be
tonight.
on tonight, yeah. Everyone should go watch it tonight.
2 a.m.
What kind of work do you normally do? You have to have a lot of direct-to-video, a lot of direct-to-online distribution?
I think most
Because you've
of
been
our-
doing this
yeah.
a long time.
Most of our anime comes out on DVDs and Blu-rays directly.
Or like like I was on Yu-Gi-Oh! And that aired like Saturday morning cartoons. And then I also do other stuff. Like I was on the Winx Club on Nickelodeon.
What did you do there? See the reaction you got?
Ah.
What did you do there? Elaborate.
I played Diaspro. I'm filling in for Ariana Grande. And I'm like the evil fairy who like tries to steal everybody's boyfriend.
Awesome.
Which is fun. Yeah.
What else? I'm on Pokemon.
Oh yeah, we've both been on Pokemon too.
Yeah, so that's one thing I guess.
Like everybody knows Pokemon. It's been
Seriously, you
around.
came to an anime convention and didn't lead with Pokemon?
I forgot about it until now, but thanks for reminding me.
Who are you on Pokemon?
I'm Reina, and then I'm also Pidgey, Caterpie, and Mew.
I'm Marble, super duper ace detective. And my Pokemon is Lux.
Lux.
And is that all Lux ever gets to say is just his name?
Huh?
Lux.
He
Yeah.
just says Lux.
He
Yeah.
just says every Pokemon only says they can only say their name.
Yeah, except mine like
yours
Pidgey
can go-
screeches and goes, and then Caterpie just like shoots stuff out of his mouth, so he just goes, choo, choo, choo. Yeah.
And they have you do that. It's not a
Yeah.
sound effect?
No, it's me.
Yeah.
So now, as an actor, as a classically trained actor, when you're playing a Pokemon, how do you prepare to say the same word 20 different ways?
I don't know. Take a deep breath and just let it flow out.
Does the director work with you? Like you just said Lux, but could you put more anger in your Lux? Or
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
sympathy in your Lux?
Sometimes, yeah, because like the Pokemons, they have to like convey emotion by using only one word.
Yeah, it's almost even harder because you don't have words to
Yeah.
convey your emotion, so you have to put more oomph into it.
Yeah.
Is that fun to try and pull off?
Yes,
Of
it is.
course.
There you go. You work for an American house that does the dubbing,
Yeah.
right? Which is based where? Which house is putting this
Oh,
together?
Bing Zoom does the dub for Sword Art Online.
Out of LA, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do you have any connection or feedback to the Japanese house
All
that's
the
doing the
time.
original production? Do they
Yeah.
give you notes? Do you tell them what fans say?
They're present with us every session, at least almost every session. They have a representative.
Oh, they supervise.
Yes.
Yeah, depending on the show, sometimes there is literally just a Japanese representative that, you know, works and lives in America, but they're a native Japanese speaker. So, and they want to make sure that everything is, you know, right on par with the Japanese production.
Yeah.
So we're always very conscious of that.
They keep us
And-
on track.
Yeah, they keep us on track. And you know, the directors try to fight back on some things, and the writers are like, no, it should be said this way, because this. I mean, there's always like, I mean, sometimes you just run into like, it's not a language barrier, it's just like,
Like sometimes in Japanese there won't be, like in English there's no word for that. There's like
Right.
some concepts that don't translate over well. So we
Yeah.
have to change them a little bit to make it either like amusing or make sense to an American audience. So that's
Yeah.
mostly what the fights are about, I guess, in terms of the
Yeah,
script.
Can
it's
you
just
remember
like-
one example?
I'm not sure about one in Sword Art. There's a lot in K-On! Because there's a lot of Japanese humor in K-On! And it just doesn't happen the same way in English. Like it wouldn't make any sense. Like lots of wordplay that doesn't make sense unless it's in the Japanese language.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so like a lot of the times we'll hear like fans say, oh, they'll point things out and be like, well, that doesn't make sense. Like, why didn't they just change that to say this? But there probably was a struggle between the English director and the Japanese producer, and the producer won that particular struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would also imagine there's a situation where the Japanese, let's say for a particular concept, the Japanese have a one word or two syllable word that conveys that I really, really like you, but I'm also jealous.
Yeah.
And you could do it in English, but it takes 10 words.
Yeah,
And you have to make the flaps fit.
that's difficult too.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, the writers have to be on top of it. The director has to be on top of it and just know how it's going to fit into the rest of the scene. I mean, sometimes they'll swap entire like sections of dialogue
So that they actually fit into the correct amount of flaps for the words.
Yeah, and like the scene will be like switched just a little bit, but like it's better for the English version because it makes more sense.
Yeah.
What do you think about the sister series of Sword Art Online, which was also made originally by the same person, Reiki Kawahara, Excel World?
Excel World. I'm in Excel World. I play Ruka. Is it Lagoon Dolphin? I'm like one of the little Okinawan sisters. I haven't seen the whole show. I've only seen Sword Art Online. Have you seen Excel World? No?
Where,
It's kind
where
of like
does it
similar.
air? Where could one find it?
I think it's playing on Neon Alley. Do any of you guys have Neon Alley? It streams on there. And I believe I'm not sure if the DVDs are out yet, but you might be able to see it there. But it's the same kind of concept. It's not like such dire consequences, like they won't die when they're in the video game, but they do go into a virtual world, like they plug in through their neck, I think. And they're in like these robotic like armor suits. So, but yeah, I think. Do you like it? Do you like Excel World?
I saw the entire series when it was airing through Japan.
Oh, you did?
I streamed.
Do you
pretty
like
much.
Sword Art or do you like Excel World better?
I like both really well. They
Both?
both go through their story and depict everything really well, and I'm looking forward to the next series of both, and possibly an OVA, which includes like the a crossover between the two. 'Cause
Yeah, that would be
I remember
cool.
hearing something about that in like the original light novel.
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
Do you feel like some of the tension or some of the consequence has sort of gone down in the second part of the series due to the fact that dying no longer really has all of the consequence that it used to have in the first part?
I feel like that. Do you? Like because in the first half of the series, there was so much like tension because if somebody dies, it's like for real. But now that they took that part out, it's kind of just like they're in the game and they play and they get out. But I also kind of feel like it's brave of them to even just go back into a game after they've seen what the consequences were of doing it the first time, of using a nerve gear. And I don't understand why they decided to go back.
True. I feel like pretty much one of the only characters who, for them dying, would really be a major setback would be Kirito, because if he did die and had to restart from the beginning, which I'm assuming a much lower skill set, then he probably wouldn't be able to get to Asuna in time.
Oh, and at the World Tree?
Yeah.
Because if he dies in the game, he gets set back every time, right?
Right.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. There's some consequence there.
How did you guys meet?
When did we meet?
Was it on K-On or earlier?
I think.
When you were working.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be a production assistant, and I met Cassandra there. And
Yeah.
our first show together was K-On,
Yeah.
and we did some promotional stuff for that at like Anime Expo.
I think at AX was the first time I hung out with you like outside of
studio.
the office.
Yeah.
The office. Yeah. So, and then we got to know each other more, I think, at conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah. At, like Anime Cent or what's it called? ACEN?
ACEN.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a big one.
Yeah, we hung out there a little bit, and then
And now we have game night.
Anime Central.
In
It's
Chicago, right?
Chicago, yeah. Yeah.
It was super awesome to find out that most of the K-On VAs are also on Madoka. That was so cool how that happened.
Oh, yeah.
How many of us?
Like 4 or
Me,
5.
you, Christina V,
Shelby.
Shelby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh, and
Stephanie's-
Stephanie. She is.
Wait, Stephanie is in
She's my
Madoka?
little brother. She's Tatsuya.
Oh, I never knew who was that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all in it.
Nice.
Cool.
How does that happen? What is that connection?
How does that happen?
Is that just randomness that many of you got hired again, or same director brought over the crew, or
Actually, it
it's
wasn't
all
the
done
same
in the same
director.
house?
It was done at Bang Zoom.
Yeah.
So it was in the same house.
So we're all in the same pool over there, I guess.
Yeah, and they were done like kind of around the same time, so we were all like available to do it as well. And they're both girly shows. Like K-On!, I don't think there's like one guy in it.
Yeah.
And
think
it's like
a
the
little
guitar
brother.
salesman.
Oh, yeah. Him.
Oh, and the little brother.
But that's played by a girl. So that doesn't count.
Yeah, so it's just like the girl heavy shows. And then Madoka is like
another girl heavy show.
Yeah, girl heavy. So, I mean, they want to use the best that they have.
Hey.
So, I guess we were all the best that they have.
Very good. Now, give them some idea what working at Bang Zoom is like. Are there multiple studios?
Mm-hmm.
Could you be coming out of Studio A and then Studio B goes, "Ooh, yeah, come here, quick. We need one line."
Sometimes, yeah. I've had that happen. Have you?
Usually they schedule me ahead of time.
So you've been doing this so long. Auditioning is not a process now. They know you. They've got your tracks.
No, you still have to
audition
audition for every role.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what will happen is we usually get an email saying, "Hello, the casting director would like you to audition for this role or these 2 roles." And they'll send you a breakdown of the character, a photo of the character, and sometimes they'll send you like clips of the Japanese.
Yeah, so you can
anime.
like match their voice if that's what they prefer.
Yeah, and then they ask you to record your auditions at home, and if you can't, sometimes they'll have you come into the studio to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you forget about it, because if you harped on every audition you ever went on, you would be mad and crazy, because we go on a lot of auditions.
Yeah.
And then if you get cast, like either, depending on the schedule, like a week, 2 weeks, a month later, they'll be like, we wanted to cast you as this character. What's your availability? And then they'll give you like the time frame, like 2 weeks, like we're recording these 2 weeks or these 6 weeks, or we're recording all next year. And then you just like tell them when you're available, and then usually they schedule your sessions like a week ahead of time. Yeah.
And then how long does it take to make an average episode or an average season? Or
It depends on how many lines you have.
Yeah. I mean, you mean in general, though?
In general, yeah, an
Like,
average.
how long did it take to do Madoka or Sword Art? Madoka was like, I think we did it within almost a month. They like crammed it in.
Really?
I felt like it. Yeah, like a month or 2, I think, for a 12-episode thing. But that was like really, I think that was like crunched, though.
And so is K-On! K-On! Was like really, just like bang, bang, bang,
Bang,
like
yeah.
line.
And plus, yeah, like it's different amount of time for different types of shows. Like a comedy will go by really quick, but a drama, usually they take a little more time to get the emotions right, so that could take even longer.
So a day or 2 an episode? 3 days an episode?
I mean, it depends on.
And
what
do they
your
record
character
you
is.
straight through for that month, or do you have like 4 days off and then come back and then?
It's just whenever you're available. You kind of fix your own schedule around what other sessions you have and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do them in order? Do you have trouble keeping the plot line straight in your head? Because
It is a little
this is before
hard.
I was knifed in the back. This is after I was knifed in the back.
We don't do it like that, right? We go straight through.
Yeah, we go straight through. Sometimes we'll start with the 2nd or 3rd episode first, and then we'll go back and do the 1st episode. But usually it's just all straight through, so you kind of like know where you are in the story. And then the director will always explain it to you if you forget.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay.
Why would they do that 2nd or 3rd episode first?
Because
sometimes there's more lines, or like sometimes, I guess, to be, so it doesn't sound like one was your first thing. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, they want it to sound like
consistent? I don't know.
Yeah, because sometimes it can take you a little bit to like get into the character and like find the character's voice. So I guess they would rather have that happen in the 2nd episode than the 1st episode, because the 1st episode is like, you know, it's when you guys decide if you're gonna watch anymore.
Yeah.
So they want to have like the characters locked, the voices locked.
Was the voice actor for Yui as sweet as she is in real life as she is in the show?
Yui?
Is Yui as sweet in real life as she is on the show?
She is.
Yeah, Yui is Stephanie Shea, and Stephanie's probably about the size of Yui. She's so tiny and cute.
I think she's even shorter than we are.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, which
She's
is
like 4'10" or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can know it's funny because we can tell sometimes who's been in the booth before us, depending on where the mic is placed.
Yeah.
So if Stephanie was in before, it'll be down
It'll be
here.
like
yeah.
low. And if it's like
Patrick Seitz or something, it'll be
yeah,
up
it's
here.
like way up high.
What video game character with a sword do you think would stand the best chance against Kirito?
What? Say it again?
What video game character with a sword do you think would stand the best chance against Kirito?
Cloud Strife with his big buster sword, right?
I'd say Link, to be honest.
Which one?
Link from Legend of Zelda.
Oh, yes, that's a good one, too.
I'd put my money on Link.
Many fans like or hate Sword Art Online. Why is that? Like, there's some problems in the show, and it really got hyped too much. Like Attack on Titan really got hyped and it was pretty good, but Sword Art Online got received poorly or really good.
I guess it has some people divided.
I think the relationship between Kirito and Leafa bothers a lot of people.
And also the thing you talked about with like Asuna not being as strong in the second arc. That bothers some people too.
Yeah, I think that can be very isolating.
The whole atmosphere of Sword Art Online is being in a virtual world, but people thought that was really popular and so original, but the anime dot hack did it first. So
Yeah.
that really bothers me. Why do people love Sword Art Online if an anime before did it first?
I think, well, Dot Hack had different well, they did they go into a coma in Dot Hack? They did, right? I don't know. I mean, I watched a little bit of Dot Hack, and I watched Dot Hack, was it Twilight? Is that the one where they were like smaller? But,
I know that on American television there might be a new cop show this year.
oh, a new what?
A new show about cops. I think there's going to be one set in a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, you raise a good point. I mean, it's just, it's a popular.
It is
place
a
to set an
cross-cultural thing.
anime.
Like
Yeah.
when we were kids, there was a lot of Voltron, and then that led to the Power Rangers. And it's like, why are there always 5 robots of different color that combine into one robot? Don't they have any other ideas? And then you come back to America, it's like, oh, it's 2 buddy cops that don't get along.
Yeah. Video games and
That's
anime
got to be
are
what
like
we
the-
look like to the rest of the world. That is,
Yeah.
half of America is employed as a police officer.
It's a formula, and if the formula works, then
If it
go
ain't
with
broke, don't fix it. Like, oh, people watch this, they'll watch this.
Yeah.
Do you think that there could have been more episodes where they go into your characters?
Yes. I only had one episode. I had one, and then I had my own episode, and then I appear again at the end. But I feel like the little ones, like me and Elizabeth and Sachi, we could have been developed a little more.
You were my favorite.
Thank you. And I know, because it's kind of confusing, too, because in the first half of the series, it'll be an episode later, but it'll be like months and months and months in between. So why not show a little bit, I guess, of those months in between?
Now, I know it's not like up to you guys, you know, how many episodes that you get or anything, but was there anything specifically that you thought would have been cool to explore with your character? Maybe like in your heads after you know, read through a scene?
Like, well, I would have liked to see Kirito and Silica's relationship develop as their, because I guess she at the end she calls him like, I finally have a big brother. It would have been nice to see like their relationship play out in that kind of way. Yeah.
What's the time lag between the Japanese house making Sword Art and then you guys getting to dub it?
I feel like a year, maybe.
They're like a season ahead.
I guess. I feel like sometimes it takes a long time.
So that, but our question, now that's actually really short because a lot of times Japanese anime has already played and died overseas.
And then we bring it over.
It's 10 years old and then it gets dubbed.
Yeah.
So my question on behalf of this crowd, we ask you things, we give you feedback. Is there any point in mentioning it to the Japanese producer who will tell the Japanese house,
I mean,
I would like my character more developed?
well, we can't really have them do that because it's already, everything is like picture locked by the time we get it.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have that much, we have barely any influence on their storylines and their characters. What you guys can have an influence on is whether, you know, animes get dubbed into English and brought over here.
Yeah, because we need a demand for it in order to supply it. So if you guys want it, then it's going to come.
Then speak up.
What is it like when you're doing cold reading and you just go in there and you're told you're going to do this right now and you don't really know what's going on? Do you ever do that in your studio?
Yeah, we do that all the time. That's the only thing we do, I think, for anime.
Yeah. It's just something that as an actor you just have to train yourself to be good at.
It's a skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I took a cold reading class when I was like 12 years old. So I've literally been doing it for like so long. 5 years, very funny. I've been doing it for a long time. So it's just a skill that as an actor you have to have. Like, you have to be able to walk in, look at a script, read it once, and make a choice and decide what you're going to do with your character.
You get like a split second to decide sometimes your line read, and I mean your director will help you with that after, so you can tweak it once you do it the first time. But yeah, it's very important to be able to cold read quickly and efficiently.
Yeah.
For when Sugaha and Kirito talk about, well, Kirito actually being Kirito and elf him online, how would you usually prepare your voice for an emotional scene as such?
Oh, good question. So Lifa or Sugu had a lot of really emotional scenes at the very end of the series. So, and I knew that I didn't want to do them over and over and over again because it can really take a toll on your voice. So usually, just to prepare, I like to. It's gonna sound funny. I take a really steamy shower, and cause like steam, like, you know, it just like helps like clear out your sinuses and your throat and everything.
Right there in the studio
Yeah,
with the mic
studio.
and everything?
Yeah. And then I have tea, decaf tea with honey. And then sometimes I take Ninjampopakwa.
Oh yes, Ninjampopakwa.
Where it's like
so
this
good.
magic like Chinese liquid that's really just like honey and loquat. And it's like this horrible tasting syrup.
It
but
doesn't taste that bad.
Oh my god,
You
the
don't-
first time I tried it, I
you don't
almost
like
threw
it?
up.
I like
I
it.
wish I had like video of me tasting it. It was gross. But it makes your throat feel good, so I have that. And then I just like get in the zone. Then my like throat is all like loosened up, and then I just do it. Yeah.
You know how on the show Kirito is kind of like a pretty nebulous character, like there's nothing like really you can pinpoint about him, yet every female character kind of like falls in love with him.
Mhm.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that's just like?
Do you think it's his big brother quality? Because that seems to be a theme.
Yeah, he's very big brotherly. He likes to take care of people.
Yeah.
And he's cute.
What more can you ask for?
Fair enough.
Do you watch reviews of the shows that you've done on YouTube? And part two is, how do you deal with any criticism that you may hear in those reviews?
I don't
go on
read any
YouTube.
reviews.
Yeah.
Ever.
I've learned to not. I think when I first started, I would read them, and then I just decided it's not worth it, and
Yeah.
you just shouldn't listen to it.
Because, like, as long as I'm proud of my work and as long as the producer and director are proud of my work, I mean, then I feel good about myself. I mean, everybody experiences this. Somebody has probably written, like, a nasty comment about you online, and you're just like, you know, it just, like, makes you feel bad. But then if you think about it, you're like, that person is probably, like, really unhappy with their life if they have to, like, sit online and just, like, write nasty things about other people.
Yeah.
And you just, like, shouldn't let that affect you. So, I mean, if it's a well-thought-out review.
Yeah, like if it's fair and, like, maybe, like, from a legitimate source.
Yeah, but if it's just, like, some dude or dudette with a YouTube handle that's lame, like, I'm not going to read that.
Out of the years you've been doing voiceovers, what has been your favorite role?
Favorite role ever? Definitely Ritsu and Kaon. Yeah, girl, yeah, I got you.
I think my favorite's either Squid Girl or Azusa. Azusa is my first, so I always love her.
Kaon is just, like, we just love
Yeah,
Kaon.
it's so close to our hearts. I just love it so much.
Yeah.
All right, a round of applause for
Thank you,
Christine
guys.
and Cassandra.
Thank you guys so much for coming. Have a great weekend, and come find us and say hi.
Yeah.